everybody, this is Maria with SweetSerenityStamping.com, and today I have for you another card. Yes, the last two videos I have done were cards, and I've just been kind of in this little card mode because usually I show you a lot of boxes, and I love my boxes, but I thought maybe I'll switch this up a little bit and show you a couple different cards that you can make. I think this turned out fabulous. Look at this card. It is beautiful. This is the same size basically as I did my last card for you. It's made out of a 7.5 by 11-inch piece of Whisper White is the base of this card, and I'll get to that in just a few minutes. But look at these roses. I think they came out fabulous. They're so cute. Now there is some dimension to this. Let's see if we can turn it. Okay, so there's dimension to this card. And so this might not be something that you want to maybe mail to somebody, but I would definitely give this to somebody, maybe my mother, my sisters, or a friend. Just you know, put it in a larger envelope that you can make with our envelope punch board. So you can make your own envelopes and make it a little bit, you know, taller so that it fits in there, or you can just hand it to them like this. I think that's a beautiful presentation. I don't, you know, if you don't necessarily want to make an envelope for this card, you can just hand it to them, but I wouldn't recommend. I mean, you could mail it if you wanted to. Just get like maybe one of those manila envelopes and mail it to somebody. It might cost you a little bit more, but I think this card is well worth it. So it's absolutely gorgeous. So now before I go ahead and show you how to make this whole card here, I'm going to show you what I did the roses with. Now this is called our spiral flower die from Stampin' Up. And this actually what it looks like, if you can see that there. This die is absolutely beautiful. I just went ahead and cut this one out just to give you an idea of what it will look like once you get it cut out. You just run it through your Big Shot, and this is what you come out. You know, of course there'll be a little bit of extra excess paper. You just pull that off and this will come right out. So this is what we make these roses with. So that die is just absolutely wonderful. I love the die. I'm not going to show you how to make the full rose because of time consuming. It kind of takes a little bit while to show you the rose itself and then the card and everything. So I'll show you a little bit of how it's put together. There are YouTube videos out there. If you just look up under Stampin' Up Spiral Flower Die, it will come up and you can see from start to finish on how this is done. But basically all I want to do is take my bone folder and I just want to break these fibers down. Okay, so give them a little curl. See how it's starting to curl? See? And basically that's all you want to do is just take your bone folder and break the fibers down in the paper. So it makes it a little bit easier to work with. Now, as you can see, there is two really kind of funky shape right here, these two. This one here is actually part of your petal. This is the one that will be folded. Okay, it gets folded and it goes underneath your rose. Okay, see, this is folded. Okay, see, this is the last petal here, which is this petal here. This one here is right there, and then this one here is this one, and you will secure this with hot glue. I recommend only using hot glue. I don't recommend using Tombow glue because it takes a little bit of time to sit there and hold this down while it's gluing, because you want to make sure that the center of this rose also gets held down. So I do recommend using hot glue for this project. But basically that's all you do is break the fibers down in that paper. See how it's like curling now? And then you start at the littlest end right here and you just start rolling. And you keep rolling, and you kind of want to make it into a circle, because sometimes this can actually, when you start rolling, it can kind of get into like, you'll have little bends in your paper, and you don't want too many bends. So basically, you will just keep rolling and rolling and rolling this little flower. So I'm trying to hurry so you get a chance to see a little bit of how this is done. And you just want to be using these two fingers. These two will go on top, these two go to the side, and that's how you can get that spiral to curl quite a bit. Okay, so now we come to the last two. Now don't forget, this is a petal, so you will keep winding this, okay, till you get to the end. This piece gets folded over like this, and that becomes your bottom. Okay, now you can loosen that flower up a little bit, and that becomes your bottom. That's where you will put your hot glue at, right here, and then press it in, and make sure you press in, like I said, hold the middle. Okay, so you can see there's your flower right there. Okay, there's your rodent, and it can go out to a little bit bigger. You can make them a little bit smaller. All depends on how tight that you start your rolls. You can make them really, this one, as you can see, is a tad bit smaller, because I wanted to show you that you can make them a tiny bit smaller. You can make them smaller than that too. You just have to do them really super tight. But that's your rose. See how beautiful that came out? And all you would do is you glue this piece right here to the bottom, and then that's your rose. So that's basically how that's done. So I just want to kind of give you a little brief tutorial on that really quick. So now what I want to do is get you started with this card. So we are going to take, like I said, 7.5, and you're not going to be able to see this very well because it is on a glare, as you can tell. And I will explain to you what all this is as we go, okay? So basically this is a 7.5 by 11 inch piece of cardstock. On the 11 inch side, you want to go ahead and you want to score at the 5.5 inch mark, which I already had done. And I want to go ahead and I want to just fold this over as we did in my previous card. If you watched me on my last video, this is basically what we did, and there's the base of your card. It's pretty much the same as the other ones, a little bit different. You know, we got a little different stuff going on here. So anyways, the next thing we want to do is I have a piece of 5 by 7, and this is Pacific Point. I love this color. This color is beautiful. It picks up the color in our designer series paper that we are going to use, and it's going to be the same designer series paper I'm going to use because I just love it. But see that blue? It picks up this blue. So this is Pacific Point in the designer series paper, which is called Painted Blooms. I think that Stampin' Up! Definitely went out on the limb with this paper, designer series paper. It is absolutely beautiful. It has become my favorite paper of all time in the Stampin' Up! Designer series paper line. Absolutely gorgeous. If anything else, get this paper. You could do so much with it. But that is called Painted Blooms. We are working with that today. But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put this 5 by 7 inch Pacific Point, and I'm going to lay it down on my card like so. And this, like I said, try to get it as centered as possible. Okay, so that's a 5 by 7. The next piece we are going to do is, here is that Painted Blooms designer series paper. I love this. This paper is just so gorgeous. I just can't help myself. It's just absolutely outstanding. This is a 6 1/4 by 4 3/4 inch. So we will be using this, and I'm going to lay that right on top of my Pacific Point. And you don't want this to go all the way to the bottom, okay? You want this to come up. You will see there'll be a little bit of a margin that you will have on the bottom of this. Okay, I didn't get that real centered as much as I want to, and I hate to pick this up and try to move it. I'm going to try to move it a little bit. I don't know if I can do that. Sometimes that's why I take my time when I do this part, but sometimes we don't always get it perfectly centered, but that's not horrible. That looks pretty good, just a little off. So this piece here is 6 1/4 by 4 3/4 of the Painted Blooms designer series paper. And we will also need, I have a piece of Blackberry Bliss. I love this color. This also goes with the flowers in here. This piece here is 1 1/2 by 5. Okay, and then we will need a piece of Whisper White. As you can see, I'm still using the same sentiment, the happy birthday. I just love the font on this, and I will show you where I get that from in just a second. I love the font. And this piece is 1 1/4 by 5. So this is 1 1/2 by 5. This is 1 1/4 by 5. And that will be placed on top of here. Now I got that sentiment off of this Butterfly Basics photopolymer. As you can see, these are photopolymer stamp sets. When you use these, don't be afraid, because they do have a tendency of taking on the color of whatever color you're using. It kind of stains these stamps, but it doesn't affect the image whatsoever. It comes out clean and crisp as it always does, so don't worry if they get stained. But this is called Butterfly Basics, and I just love this. You have happy birthday, and you have a little saying here. There is nothing in the caterpillar that tells you it's going to be a butterfly, and I absolutely love this phrase, because as you all know, I am a butterfly freak. But this also, you can get this one, and you can get a set of thinlits, butterfly thinlits, that you can, and I showed you in a previous video, I made a butterfly with one of those butterfly thinlits. I think there is 3, and if you buy this one and that set, it's a bundle. So you can save 15% if you get it in a bundle, and I recommend those butterfly thinlits. They are absolutely gorgeous. I wish I had my butterfly with me. I don't have it, but oh my gosh, the butterfly thinlits are absolutely gorgeous. Check this bundle set out. So this and the other thinlits, they are save 15% when you bundle them. So I will still use that happy birthday, as you can see, and I'm going to take a little bit of my fast fuse, and I'm going to run some of that fast fuse down on my white Whisper white paper. Okay, and then we want to put it on top of this Blackberry Bliss. And so start from the end and just kind of place it in the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect, but get it as perfect as possible. There we go. And then what I did after this is I got some of our candy dots. And this is in the Breaks collection, and I am going to use the blue here because that is the Pacific Point little candy dots, and I'm going to put them on the sides right here as I did in this one. But I am going to glue this or adhere this on here first before we do that. So let me get some more of my fast fuse. I love this fast fuse. It's absolutely amazing. I can't recommend it enough. It's great. It's very, very sticky, very tacky, and it holds to anything. And we want to place it. See how I left this open a little bit? And you can leave it open here. I like the little extra detail on the bottom. So just kind of place it around here somewhere. Leave that little bit of an opening at the bottom like that. Now I'm going to take my little candy dots and I'm going to put them on the side right here. Let me move it over just a tad. Whoops. Let me move that over where it's supposed to be. Thank goodness it hadn't stuck yet. There we go. And I'm going to put one here. And then take another one and we're going to put one on the opposite side. And I try to go across and figure out, oh yeah, that's about right. I eyeball it a lot of times. Sometimes I'm not perfectly accurate, but that looks pretty good to me. And then I also went ahead and I made a rose here, and this is out of Hello Honey. Actually, the yellow part in this, let's see if you can even see it. There is yellow in here. See that yellow? It's actually Daffodil Delight. I went ahead and used Hello Honey. They're very, very similar in color. I went ahead and made one of those roses like I showed you. I just went ahead and fussy cut a few leaves and added the leaves, and I put a dimensional on the back of this, which I'm going to pull off, and I'm going to add it to my card. And it really doesn't matter where you put it at. Whichever I think is a kind of, you know, good place for me, I'll put it there. I made another one here in the Pacific Point. Isn't that beautiful? It's a blue rose. I have seen blue roses. I don't know if anybody has seen blue roses before, but they do this special technique where they cut the stem on an angle of a rose and they put it in a little bit of water and blue coloring, food coloring, and I guess the water goes up the stem and it changes the rose to a blue, but it has to be a white rose. You can also do this with tulips. So if you ever seen, in daisies, if you ever seen just plain white flowers, try it out. Put a little bit of water in there with a little bit of food coloring, and whatever food coloring you use, that's the color it takes. I have a friend that does this, so that's why I said, you know, there is blue flowers. In case everybody's wondering, why is she doing blue? I have seen them. I wish I had the picture to show you, but I have seen them. So anyways, try that one time. Anyways, these are my cards for today. Pretty simple, not very difficult. I hope that you give this a try. If you do me a great big favor, if you would go to sweetserenitystamping.com, and on the right hand side of my blog there's a join the site. If you would put your email in there, and you can follow me with all my great and up and coming projects. Below this video will be a list of supplies that you can purchase to make this beautiful card, and just click on one of those and take you to the shop button. If you go to the top of my blog, there is a shop button up there, and you can click on that and also take you to the Stampin' Up website, where you can purchase this beautiful, beautiful papers. Oh my gosh, stampers, this is just what a great, great designer series paper. Painted blooms, absolutely wonderful. I forgot to tell you, this is wild wasabi for these leaves, and I just fussy cut them out with my scissors, and I just made the leaves. So this is using wild wasabi cardstock. So these are both different because I use different flowers. You choose whatever color you would like to do, but I just absolutely love this card. So I just want to say thank you, everybody, for spending some time with me today and taking a little bit of time out of your day to let me show you this project. So I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. It's cold in Texas, but it is sunny outside, and hopefully we'll get a little bit warmer in the next couple days, hopefully. So anyways, everybody have a blessed day, and thank you so much for stopping and coming in and sharing this video with me, and I will talk to you on my next video. Bye, everybody.